So about 2 centimeters from the edge. So because I did it like this, we can simply drag the red cover till we get a blind spot detection. Yes, okay, it's orange when there is a car, but if I turn my turn signal on, it's red. And it actually now switching between different colors. I'm not touching the right scroll wheel. If you drive here, you see that it follows the acceleration of the car. Hi there, and welcome to Tlyard, and welcome to my brand new Tesla Model Y. There is a neat feature in this Tesla, that is the blind spot detection. It shows a really tiny dot on each of the black panels here. But it's so tiny that you barely see it. So I'm really happy that Teslasy sent me this blind spot detection light strip. So let's check in the box what we get, and I will show you how to install it into my brand new Tesla Model Y. So the box is not much to talk about, just a normal cardboard box, but let's look inside it. So the first thing that we see, let's see, it's this black spudger tool. It will help us with the installation. I will show you how to use it. Then we have some cables that I will also show you later on how to use. And then we have this plastic thing. What is this for? Well, it's the routing cable or feeding cable that we can use to route the cables of the light strip to the correct place. So we can connect it to the Tesla. And here we have some, I guess, some instructions manual, but I think it's in Korean or Chinese, so I can't read this one. And lastly, we have the light strip itself. So the box is empty. So I can show you in more detail how this all looks like. So this is the light strip, if I can get it out. It's neatly fastened together with these straps here. And here is the connection that we need to connect to the car. But there are some things in between. We cannot connect this one directly to the car. But you can see this red double-sided tape here. That's of course used to fasten the light strip to the car. And I will show you how to do that. And if we take a closer look at the cables that we get. So let's open this plastic bag up and get all the cables out. So first of all, we have this cable here, if I can get it out. So this end connects to the light strip that you saw, and then we have USB-C connection here. That's interesting. And that is connecting to this control box. We have a USB-C here, and we have some plastic on this one. We can remove that one. It's properly protected, like this. So if this one connects to the light strip and this one to the control box, the other end here are the data cables and the power cables. So that's everything that is in the box. The cables, the light strip, the feeding cable, and the spudger tool. Let's stop talking about it and I'll show you how to install it. So let's start by connecting the cables. But in order to get access to the connections in the Tesla, we need to remove a few panels. We need to remove this one and this panel, and then we can access the connections that we need. So let's do that first. We can use the spudger tool that came with the kit to help us, but maybe we can just use our fingers. So let's see. If you go under here, nope. Let's just try to get under this panel here without scratching anything. Oops. This is tight. Okay, let's try to get it from here. Maybe you should remove the rubber weather seal here first to get access to these panels. You can just leave it like this. And then we have access here. Yep, that's much better. Then we don't need the spudger tool to get this panel off. We can use it to help us out here maybe, or I can just use my fingers, I think. And like this, and then up, because we have, no, it's not up. It was up on my Model 3, but these clips are just in. So these are out, we have a few clips here. So we see some cables here, but we also need to remove this one. So we need to remove this clip. And this spudger tool maybe isn't the perfect one for that. So I have a different one that has this kind of thing. So we can go under here, maybe from the top. I'm trying to do it so you can see what I'm doing. So go from the top, and then you can go like this, and the clip is loose. So we'll keep this one. Now this panel should be loose. We just pull it out. There are some clips on the inside, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Oops, there's something happening here. Okay. Maybe the carpet is in the way. I don't know. Not gonna scratch anything here. Let's lift the weather seal a little bit further up. And lift it up here. How far does it go? It's a little bit more stuck than I expected. This is interesting. Okay. We can loosen it up down here. I'm not sure if you see it. So just to show you down here, you have to loosen it up at the bottom first. It's the first time I'm doing this on my new Model Y. So first at the bottom and then on the side here. So now we should be able to drag this out. See? Yeah. And you see these big clips here. You have to be careful when you put this back that these are going in the right place. So let's put this to the side. So now you see that we have some connections here. We have the power here, and we have to find the OBD connector. It should be somewhere. Getting you a little bit closer here. So here we have the power cable, and back here we have the OBD connector. I'm not sure if you see it, but from this angle it's a little bit difficult to show you, but we have to access this one for the data. So let's connect the new cables, but before we disconnect this one, we should turn off the power of the car. So to power off the car, we simply go to the car icon. I'm just having my phone here hands-free, and we go all the way down to safety and then scroll all the way down until you see the power off button, and we click that one and then power off again. Then the screen goes blank and the air condition turns off. So now the car turned on again. So let's do it one more time. Safety, power off, like this. All right. So now we powered off the car, so we can safely remove the power connection here just by pressing the pin here and pulling it up. Quite easy. So let's take the cable that came with the kit. So we have two connectors here for the power, one male and one female. So we can connect something else with this cable afterwards, as we have to do to get the power from the Tesla. So we take the cable that we have here and put it instead in this connector and listen for the click, like this. Then we take the power cable from the Tesla and put that one in here, like this. Both are clicking, so that's in place, so we have power. But for the data, it's a little bit difficult to see it, but we have an OBD connector inside here, and we simply have to connect it. There's nothing connected currently, so nothing to disconnect. So we have the same thing here. We have one male OBD connector and one female, so we can daisy chain if we have some more accessories that need data from the car. So we simply have to get our fingers inside here. It's a little bit tight, and I'm not sure if you see it in the camera, and it clicked like this, and I can show you. And as you can see, the OBD connector is inside here, and I've connected the data cable to the OBD connector, and we still have a free OBD connector here if we need to connect some other accessories. So this one is in place, and the power. So since we've now connected both the power and the data to the car, and before going any further, I think we should test the light strip out. So we take the cable that came with the kit, we connect the USB-C connector to the USB-C port like this, and then this white connector connects to the white connector on the light strip like this, and we immediately see, I hope you see it, the light strip turns on. It has a white color, so the light strip is working. So that's awesome. So we can disconnect this one again. Hopefully that's not difficult. No, like this. So now we have the cable connected. We have the control box here and the USB-C cable connected to the USB-C port. But we have to do something with this one, because we cannot just thread it up here. We have to connect this to the light strip, but we have to thread it in here and up under this panel here. So what we need to do now is to remove this panel. In some installation videos, this panel is just partially removed. But you have to put the light strip under here, and it's very tight space. So I would recommend removing it all the way. Then it's much easier to place the light strip, and then you just place it back. So let's remove the panel. We can now use the spudder tool that came with the kit, and just carefully placing it here under, and we have a lot of clips under here. So just go on both sides and lift it up, and just be careful not to scratch anything. So, and since you know this is my first installation in my new Model Y, so I'm being extra careful. Let's see if we can get this tool under here. This is really tight. See if we can start on the side here. There we got a click. It went back down. So just take your time and loosen up the panel, and I'll get back to you when this one is loose. There's progress. Okay, it was really tight. Took some effort, but I think I got it. Hopefully not scratching much here. So just going all the way. Now it's getting more easier. And then go to the other side. So now the panel is loose. Hopefully I didn't break much or break anything. Seems to be okay. So let's put that to the side. So it's a little bit difficult to show you here, but we have a hole on the top here, and we need to feed this feeding wire or feeding plastic to the side here. So let's try to feed it down here and see where the cable ends up. See where we come out. Just take your time, find the way out. I'm not seeing it coming. Oh, I'm seeing it, not just going the right way. I see it here. There, I got it out. So now we fed the feeding cable out. So what we need to do now, we need to take this cable and somehow stick it here to the feeding cable so we can feed it through, so we can connect this to the light strip. I would recommend that you use some electrical tape and simply tape it onto the feeding cable like this, and make sure it's tight at the end so it's not going anywhere. Just go a few rounds, make it secure so you don't lose the cable on the way, like this, and that should be enough. So now that we have taped the cable to the feeding wire, we should guide it through. Do not just pull on this one. Feed it, help it through on this side as well, because you don't want to tug too hard on the cable, you could damage it. So just take it easy and feed it and help it on both sides. So I'm going to feed it through this hole that it hopefully fits through. Let's see. This does not seem to be the best hole to get it into. Let me see if I can tape it differently. Let's remove the tape. It's just a trial and error. This is the first time I'm doing it, so you'll learn from it. You don't have to do the same mistake I do. So let's remove the tape and tape the cable like this instead. So we're not making it higher up. So make it tight. So let's try it like this. Now it should be able to fit through the slot here, like this. And as I said, follow it through. Just feed it through and don't pull too hard. And you can see that the cable is now through. And we're not sure how much slack we need here, but now we can remove the electrical tape from the feeding cable like this. So now we've fed it through. So the next thing is then to place the light strip. And since the cover goes on here, it's really nice to try to put it on the edge of this lower edge here. But you see, it's a little bit dirty. I would recommend that you use some alcoholic wipes and just clean it a little bit so it will stick properly. So I just have these neat small wipes here, and I don't need much. Just go through all the way and just wipe it off so it's nice and clean, and it will stick very well to the panel here. So just let it dry. So now it should be quite clean. So what we need to do, we should take these bands off, these fasteners that are making this roll up like this. Take these off, and we have this double-sided tape here, and of course the light strip with the white end should be in the front. So we want to have the connection cable on this side and then place it as close to the edge as possible on this side. So I'm not sure how long this one is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use electrical tape again. So I'm going to take a small piece of it and just put a small one here like this, so it's stuck here, and then I'm going to figure out how far it needs to go. So I'm going to drag it. Hopefully this one sticks. I'm going to see how far it goes to the other side. And I know you can't see it, but I think it needs to go further in. So let's do it like this. Let's just try to find the center. Just take your time. Now you see that I would guess about, if you talk about the metric system, you probably have 3 centimeters from the edge here. And let's see how far it goes here. That is too much. Let's go with about 2 centimeters, like this. Yep, that seems to do the trick. So about 2 centimeters from the edge, for the light strip. So now, since we have this double-sided tape, we should just take off a little bit, just the first part of it. The red cover is covering the sticky part. So, and then we just do like this, because then we can place it about 2 centimeters away, very close to the edge. I think it's about 2 centimeters here. Then we press it down. Now we don't need the electrical tape anymore. And you see that it's sticking really well because we use the alcohol wipes to clean the surface before we put it on here. So because I did it like this, we can simply, to make it even, we can simply drag the red cover and just press the light strip down all the way to the other side. So I will speed through this footage, but just take your time and make it neat. And this is the good part of taking the whole panel off. You have a great view of this part where you're putting the light strip on. So you're not in a tight space trying to get it correct. So I would really recommend, even though it's quite difficult to take this panel off, take it off and you can put the light strip on as well as you can. So I have to go to the other side and just take your time, trying to get it as straight as I can and as close to the edge as I can. And the last part here, let's make it straight. And I think I was able to get it quite centered. And the last part here, let's not mess the last part up, like this. Right, and just press it down so it's firmly in place, just all the way to the end. So let's go back to the other side to connect everything. So now that the light strip is in place and fastened properly, we have to connect the cable to the cable that we fed through here. So let's do that, and hopefully the light strip lights up. Yeah, we see on the edge here that it lights up just to show us that it's working. But we cannot just keep the cable here. We have to feed it somewhere. So we should drag the slack a little bit down here, because we have plenty of space here to hide the cable afterwards. So drag it a little bit, but now we have this connection, which is kind of fragile. So I would recommend using the electrical tape again and put a little bit over the connection so it's not getting disconnected while we drag it through. So just around the connection, no need to have much on it, just like this. And that now we still have lights on it. I didn't mess it up. So as before, be careful feeding it through. Don't force it, just slowly helping it through the slots. Let's see, we are getting there. I have to see what's happening here. And here we have it. And here we have to hide this cable a little bit. And we have to be careful that we're not blocking any of the clips. So again, I would use some electrical tape to fasten the cable a little bit so I'm not blocking any of the clips. The magical electrical tape. So just a small sticking down here, like this. It's free of this clip and maybe on the corner here, so we are avoiding these clips as well. We're just making sure that everything is in place and nothing is blocking the functionality of the car. So I think it's sticking enough, so it will go here, and this one is in place here. So the cover should be able to, or the panel should be able to go down here down to the clips again. So now we have a mess here. We have to tidy it up. So let's do that. We have a few clips here as well. So I'm wondering the best route for the cable. Maybe we should try to route it away here, maybe with some more electrical tape to make sure it's not moving in the way of some clips. So it's going down here, and then we can just feed it down here. We don't have to, well, actually we could fasten it to this cable that is going down here, so we are quite sure that it's not in the way, because Tesla wouldn't place a cable that is in the way of any clips. So now this one is here, so we just need to tidy this up a little bit down here. There's plenty of space down here, so don't worry, just put the cable down here like this. And as you see, Tesla is using a lot of electrical tape as well, and all kinds of tape to keep things in place. And I see that we can even add one more place for electrical tape, just to tidy this a little bit up. Putting it around one of the Tesla cables, like this, then it's not going anywhere. Now that we've tidied up all the cables, we should just place the panels back on. So let's start with the top panel here, and then take care of the bottom panels here. So it was difficult to take it off. Hopefully it's a little bit easier to put it on. And we just have to align all the clips down here and in here as well. So I think we got it. So let's just press down like this on all sides, like this, making sure that it's properly fastened in all places. And it was much easier to place it back than taking it off. And I don't know if you see it, the light strip is perfectly placed under here, and it's easily visible. So that's really good. So now back to the side panels. So we start with this side panel that we took off last. So it's going like this, and we have some big clips down here. We just have to make sure it goes into the right place. So up here, just take your time here to feed it in the correct way. I think I'll lift up the carpet a little bit so that's not in the way. So I think I got it right here. So now I just have to find the correct placement of these clips and a little bit further in. Sorry if it's difficult to see what I'm doing. So now this one is back in place, and we have these big clips that went inside here. Sorry that you didn't see that, but those are just these white big clips that are very obvious where to place. So now we just have to put the clip back here, and we leave this part outside because this one goes in and expands this part. So just put it into the hole like this, and then press it in, and then that's stuck. So the last panel to put in is this one. So I'm wondering what's the best way. So I see that these are going in. So I would say these clips go in first, and then these ones. So let's try that. I'm just learning here. Oh, it's okay. Trying to figure out. Okay, so the panel is supposed to be like this. So these clips go sideways. So in here, and so let's see how this goes. So I would think that these clips go in first and then these ones afterwards. So let's try that. Is this going in correctly? This one is a little bit loose. Okay, here it is, in place, I think. Yep, this panel is in place. As I said, I'm doing this for the first time in my Model Y. So the last thing is to fix the weather seal. And in my experience, it's better to start at the bottom and then go up. So this is just pressed in like this, real easy. And hopefully we don't get any kinks in the end here. Let's see, this one goes in here. Let me get into a better position. Like this. So now that all the panels and the weather seal are back in place, let's check the functionality of the blind spot light strip. So let's test the light strip out. I hope you see the whole light strip. And let's try the blind spot detection first. You see, if I put on the turn signal, you will get the turn signal, and the same on this side. And it seems like it's not as centered as I was hoping, because the light strip light is not going all the way. But that's fine. It doesn't need to be perfectly centered with the light. And now I'm seeing some warning as well. So it's not just only a blind spot monitoring system, it's all kinds of things. And I'm wondering if this blinking red is a regen, or I'm not sure. We'll have to figure it out. So let's turn here, and you see that we get a green blinking turn signal there. And let's see what we get else. I think we were supposed to get some acceleration animation. Maybe it's difficult to see it in this bright conditions. And if I have a car beside me, I don't get the blind spot detection on the Tesla, so I'm not expecting it on the light strip either. It should be synced. So let's see what happens. We have to... There we get, I know what this red light is now. It's warning me that I'm going over the speed limit. So it's blinking red right in front of me. So I see that now. It's 60 here and I was going to 70. So if I slow down a little bit, under 60 kilometers per hour and speed over 60, let's see what happens. No, I don't see it now. So maybe it just happens once. Let's see, we'll see it again. So we're trying to see the main functionality of the light strip. Oh, there it came. So it's probably 10 kilometers over the speed limit, I would guess. Yeah, I'm not sure why the light isn't going all the way here. That's a little bit strange. So I should have aligned the light strip with the lights on. It's kind of my fault. It's looking really good. And it's like it's just supposed to be there. We should be able to get it now. You see that I have my blinkers on and it's green now, so I can do my lane change. But you saw that it was showing red, and it seems like it was orange when I put my blinker on. So red when there's a blind spot detection and I'm not having my turn signal on in that direction. But if I put my turn signal on in that direction, the light will be orange. So let's verify that. So now there's no car coming and I can have my blinkers on, and now it's orange because there are a lot of cars on the side. Let's see what happens if I get... Okay, let's switch lanes because there's no car coming here. And let's see on the right side now. We have a car on the side here. Do we get a blind spot detection? Yes. Okay, it's orange when there is a car, but if I turn my turn signal on, it's red. So that's really neat. So again, when a car is detected on the side, you see here it gets orange, but if I still put my turn signal on, like now, it gets red, warning me that I shouldn't turn, but now it's green, so I can do the lane change. So this is really neat. It seems to be working quite well. I'm not sure how well you see this in the bright daylight here, but I hope you see it properly. And you can see how much better blind spot detection this is, instead of these tiny dots that are the Tesla. You see here, bright orange, really noticeable. And then it goes away, in sync with the Tesla blind spot detection, because the light strip, the blind spot strip, is getting the data from the car. So this seems to be working really well. I'm a little bit disappointed about the alignment, because the light strip is going further to the edge, but the light on the light strip isn't going all the way. So that's a little bit strange, but it's fine. I've used the blind spot detection light strip for a few days now, and I noticed some features that I didn't mention in the recordings a few days ago. For example, if you look on the side here, when I open the door, a small portion of the light strip gets brighter, indicating that the door has been opened. Sorry about the view of my camera, because the camera is on the window here. And the same thing happens if I open the passenger door. Let me show you. So if I open the passenger door, you'll notice that the light strip gets a little bit brighter here on the right side as well. And this also works for the rear doors. I'm opening the rear passenger door and closing again. So that's a really nice additional feature. I reached out to Teslasy because I noticed that the light strip light doesn't go all the way to the edge on the left side as it does on the right side, as you can see here. And they told me that I could use the right scroll wheel to fix that, to extend the light all the way to the left. I tried that, but I didn't get that to work. But what I noticed when I was trying that is that when using the right scroll wheel, I can actually change the color of the light strip. So I'm scrolling up and see what happens. It changes to yellow, and it actually now switching between different colors. I'm not touching the right scroll wheel. It's now orange. Okay, let's see if I scroll up one more time. I get red, and switching between red and to some kind of green. So it seems to be switching between different modes. Let's just try some things out here. I scroll up again, and I get kind of a purple light strip now. And I scroll up again. I get the light one. Scroll up again. I get red. Scrolling up more. Not exactly understanding how this is supposed to work. I get the yellow now, and then the light goes out. Maybe if I turn on the lights. Nope. Now the light strip is simply off. I'm trying to understand these controls here. So now I think I just have the original color. So if I scroll down, is it switching automatically between colors? It's now kind of a green. Scroll down again. Goes to yellow and orange. Scroll down even more. I get the red one. And then blinks back to white. And now to yellow, and then nothing. Okay, you don't see it, but the light strip has a small red stripe behind the screen. Not sure what that is supposed to be. Scrolling down again, nothing happens. Well, something happened. Okay, now it's white. Scrolling down again. I get yellow for a brief moment and then red. And now it seems to be fading between colors. I'm getting pink. Let me see. Is it fading to a different color now? And you still see that the light strip is not going all the way. The light strip is all the way to this part here, but the light is just going, it's missing about 2 centimeters of the light strip. Is it changing any other colors now? Is it going to more purple maybe? Yeah, I think so. It's really slowly fading between colors. That's actually a really nice feature. And you can still get the turn signals, even though you have different colors. And the same goes with the blind spot detection red and orange lines. They will still appear. So it's fading really slowly. So if I scroll down again, what happens? It's going to white. Scroll down again. Going back to white, or kind of a pink one, I think. So it's simply playing around with the right scroll wheel, because you don't have any visual interface. You just have the right scroll wheel to fiddle around with. So it's simply trying out, scrolling up and down and see what features you get and what colors. Now it's kind of going to light green. I was trying to get the same green color as I have on the Tesla light strip, but it's probably easier to try to match the Tesla light strip to the green one here. Now we have the green. It doesn't seem to be fading between colors. So let's see. We now have green and orange. No, sorry, yellow and orange. And now we have red when I scroll down again. And now it seems to be switching to the white one. So at least you have a lot of more colors than just the white one that you saw when I was driving around. And now it seems to have turned off, and I have the red small lights behind the screen. But I still get the turn signals, and I will of course get the blind spot detection lights as well. It's probably just if you want less light. Then you can have just the red light behind the screen. I don't know what purpose it has there, but let's try to drive a little bit, see what happens. Maybe it has some purpose. So if we drive, oh, you see, I hope you see it. If we drive here, you see that it follows the acceleration of the car. That's actually really neat. So let's go a little bit further here, and if I go faster, you see that the red line gets wider when I accelerate. That's actually really cool. So you see, I just have to try it and see what features I have here. So if I accelerate more, then the speed warning blinks again. So that's really neat. Let's stop the car here and push the accelerator pad a little bit, and now you see the light bar coming in behind from the screen. So that's a cool feature, but not really obvious when you're testing it out and you just see the small red light behind the screen. These are nice additional features that I simply didn't notice or know about when I installed and tested the light strip first. I reached out again to Teslasy regarding the light not reaching the end on the left side of the light strip. And there might have been some misunderstanding in the previous instructions. The instructions that I got now is to press the right scroll wheel and hold it, and then I should be able to get the light all the way to the left. So let's try that. So pressing the right scroll wheel and holding it. Let's see what happens. The light goes off. Still holding it. And now the light seems to go all the way to the edge, right? Yep, this trick worked. You see, now the light goes all the way to the left as well. So in my opinion, perfect alignment of the light strip when I was sticking it down on the panel here really paid off. This is really awesome. So there's nothing wrong with the light strip. It was simply incorrectly configured to not reach to the end of the light strip. But there was also one more thing that I noticed just driving today. That when I put autopilot on, there's a specific indicator for that on the light strip as well. So let's try that out. So let's enable autopilot. And you see that we get a purple here on the light strip and kind of blue. It seems like it's pulsing between different shades of blue and purple when I have autopilot on. Let's try this again on a little bit longer stretch of a road because I have roundabouts here. So do this again. Enable autopilot. We now get pink. It's kind of going to blue. Now it's blue. It's on the edges and going to green. So it seems to be pulsing between all kinds of colors while I'm driving in autopilot. Since I don't have full self-driving here in Iceland, I cannot test if there are different colors for full self-driving. Now we have a roundabout, so we have to disable autopilot. And let's try this one more time. And we enable autopilot. It starts like pink, fading to blue and purple, still showing me the speed warnings, green. So it seems to just be fading between different colors, maybe trying to imitate the rainbow road. That's interesting. It is much better when the light strip reaches all the way to the left as well. Now it's consistent in length. And now I'm really happy that I spent the time to make it even on both sides. Hopefully I found all the functionality now for the light strip. But if I find something else, I might be able to insert it into this video as well with another recording. There is one functionality that is a little bit difficult for me to record because I'm using my phone to record the video. It's the welcome light. It's when I open the car, but since I have my phone in airplane mode, it's not possible to show it here, but it's kind of, the light goes all over the light bar, like fading back and forth. It's kind of cool. Please let me know in the comments which color of the light you like the most. I'm kind of leaning to the orange one, or trying to match the green one that I have now. So this was the unboxing, installation and test of the blind spot detection light strip from Teslasy. So if you want your own light strip like this, head over to teslasy.com, find the light strip, and you can also use the direct link in the video description. But before you finalize the checkout, remember to use the discount code TechPlower, just the name of my channel, and you will get some generous discount. So I have to say, this light strip is really neat, and it kind of integrates really well into the panel. And if I didn't know that I put it there, I would think that it's just OEM. It's so seamless. I really hope you liked this video, and maybe you will get your own blind spot detection light strip. And if you do, please let me know how you did and how you like it. If you like this video, please check out my other content on my channel, and please consider subscribing because it really helps my channel grow. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. See you in my next video.